Hello and welcome. This is Captain Mikey. Today we are going to play Britannic, Patroness of the Mediterranean. This game is a side project by the guys of Titanic, Honor and Glory. They just recently put this out for $15 on Steam. Go ahead, check it out. Now, today we're going to tour the ship. And they have RMS mode and HMS mode. HMS stands for His Majesty's Hospital Ship, and RMS stands for Royal Mail Steamer. So we're going to do a before and after comparison with these.
Toot toot, young man.
Turn on Robin. So what we'll do is we'll do the forward grand staircase in RMS mode and then see the differences of what the grand staircase looks like in HMHS mode. Okay, here we go without further ado.
Titanic's grand staircase was an improvement on Olympics, and now Britannic's staircase surely improves on Titanic. Now, let's see if we can't spot any differences.
It's quite something. I don't know how many times I've played this, but I still don't like the green tile. This doorway would lead to Britannic's officers' quarters. Unlike on Olympic and Titanic, Britannic's elevators extended up to the boat deck. Yeah, that's quite interesting. On the other side of this wall is Britannic's wireless telegraph room. There's Honor and Glory. The organ. The children's playroom. This is Britannic's first class children's playroom. Interestingly, and despite not being on the Titanic, this room was featured in a sinking scenes from the 1958 film A Night to Remember.
I believe I've seen this room in a moving picture once.
That's really cool. Snow White and Red Rose. Little brother and little sister. Yes, on Titanic and Olympic, this would be the boat, part of the boat deck. And this door would be the entrance to the grand staircase from the boat deck. But now they added a door there too. Pretty unique and pretty cool. Like the Olympic and Titanic, Britannic had its own version of the Honor and Glory clock panel in her grand staircase. In recent years, it's been falsely speculated that there was a painting here instead. Harland and Wolff documents prove this wrong. I'm going to turn off these real quick so you can get a good look. You know, nice and close. That is beautiful. This is incredibly beautiful.
That's loud. I don't like loud things.
I love how you can see the skylight casing over the dome of the grand staircase from the sunlight. It is so beautiful. I like the rugs. Rugs are nice looking. Look out onto the A-deck promenade. Ooh. Just have a seat, lay down, and just listen to the music.
Cabins are quite a priority for them on this ship. I've seen most first-class cabins getting enlarged, while the White Star is squeezing additional ones in wherever they can.
These cabins are a unique addition to the Britannic. They occupy what was originally open space on the promenade deck and the alcove of the original reading and writing room. This doorway would lead to a small cluster of first-class staterooms. These cabins would usually be given away to White Star Line agents traveling for official company work. That is such a nice sight.
I understand every one of these cabins forward have direct access to their own washrooms. That's quite an advancement from previous ships, even from Titanic, even from my own flat. Since things hit a crescendo and rapid diminuendo with Claire, I've had to share latrines with that greasy Mr. Tundry and his band of urchins. I will not put up with their privy pinches any longer.
That's an interesting story for a later time. You can go to the exterior by touching this door, but I'll save that for a later time. This doorway would lead to Britannic's lounge and her reading and writing room, the latter of which was downsized to accommodate additional cabins. Interesting. Very interesting. I love that painting. Straight out of Lord of the Rings. Literally. That's what it looks like. B-deck. And yes, the clocks actually work in this game. This doorway leads to first-class staterooms, including the Regal suite, which can be accessed by touching this door. This doorway leads to the first-class B-deck entrance, where passengers would board the ship. This doorway leads to first-class staterooms. Blast! There's a cart in my way! Staterooms 26 through 30. Interesting. Yes, this was new and improved on Britannic. Its own telephone operation system and a mailing office.
White Star Line is really outdoing themselves with regards to passenger service. In addition to the inquiry office on the deck below, passengers have what appears to be their very own post office right here on B deck.
Telephone booth. If you would like to make a collect call, please dial 1. That is pretty cool. This area took over some of the functions of Olympic and Titanic's pursers and inquiry offices. From here, passengers could send and receive telegrams as well as post letters. Boom. This doorway leads to first-class staterooms. I'm not sure, but I think this is actually a watertight bulkhead right here.
They've already begun preparing to dismantle the passenger accommodations. Won't be long now until this ship is bare steel and lit a silo.
SS 433 bridge deck. So a little bit about that. Every ship made by Harland and Wolff was given a number. Titanic was 401, and Olympic was 400, and Britannic was ship number 433. And that painting would have gone in there. While you cannot get to them, this doorway leads to first-class staterooms. It is also a watertight door, as Britannic's watertight bulkheads were heightened after the Titanic disaster. Okay, so this is, I think, as high as it went. C deck. And you can see the little ramp right there in front of the door. That's got to be a watertight door. This leads to the first-class staterooms and the Georgian suite, which you can access by touching this door. Britannic's inquiry office was essentially the help desk of the ship passengers. Could make requests, give compliments, or make special arrangements for their travels here. Notice the glass encasement that was added, differentiating from Titanic and Olympic. Yes, that is true. I'll take that off for a minute. Ooh. Telephone. The tubes for the wireless messages. Yeah, I'm stuck.
Well, here's a stack of memories I should probably begin repressing.
Obviously, one of these postcards is Titanic. These postcards, I believe, are of all the ships that sank. I don't know what that one is. I don't remember. That one here to the left, I think that one's one of the big four. And the one in the black and white photo, is that the... I don't know which one that one is. 'Cause that's not... It's not the Atlantic. I don't think it's the SS Atlantic. And maybe it's the Great Eastern or something like that. Anybody who knows, just tell me. Let me know. Unless that one's the SS Atlantic. Not sure. Anyway. So... you can kind of get a glimpse of D-Deck. A little bit. Unfortunately, this is not like Demo 3, where you can just look up really and see the dome. Very nice. Not a fan of that color down there. I don't know if that's supposed to be tile, wood, or carpet. No, in Titanic's it was carpet. Okay. That's the RMS version of the Grand Staircase. So now we are going to switch over to the HMS version of the forward Grand Staircase.
They've gutted it. The pipe organ, the beautiful wood paneling, the questionable blue flooring. The one comfort is that it's being kept safe from the Hun's brutish fist.
Yes, I've played all this before, so...
Here's a stack of memories I should probably begin repressing.
Ooh, Robin, you said that too soon. There's a little glitch right there. He was supposed to say it when he goes down the hallway. Sees another stack of postcards of ships that have sunk. So this would be... Turn on, okay, yeah, they're turned on. So this is where we started out in the RMS version right here. As you can see, they've gutted it out. Even the pipe organ is gone, just the casing itself. Even the dome doesn't even look as grand anymore without all the wood. So, okay, we'll start right behind. Touch this door to enter the HMS exterior. That'll come at a later date. This is the gymnasium. Right there, that's the boat deck. All the lifeboats. Pretty emptied. Pretty emptied out. The former gymnasium may have been converted to a leisure space for army officers.
Gallipoli and the Dardanelles campaign. What a disaster that was.
I just love the little bits of detail in these games. Look at that. Oop. Nice vent. The elevators are completely simple now. There's no furnishings or decorative woods. It's just bare and plain. Light fixtures are all gone. All the beautiful chandeliers, they're all gone. See, in the RMS version, when we looked over here, that was all covered with doors and whatnot. It was hidden away. Any spaces on the ship not in use for personal quarters or ward space were usually devoted to storage, which is what you see here. The former child's playroom, the nursery, completely bare wood, no elegance. Pretty basic. The honor and glory clock is gone. Just a simple little hand railing now there. And just simple bits of wood. The dome still looks beautiful. Cherub is gone. Britannic's pipe organ was removed during her wartime service, which is why it survives today. The casing, however, was still plainly visible, which is what we see here. Oh. Hold on. Though most of the ship's White Star Line's fittings were removed for safekeeping during the war, the oak banisters remained in place, which is what this is. Bunks for wounded soldiers were crammed in wherever possible, allowing HMHS Britannic to fit a few thousand wounded. Yep. It's a lot. This area here would be going to what would have been the first class lounge. For the most part, though, not entirely, A deck and above was off limits to wounded soldiers. There is a famous photo of 3 nurses standing in front of a notice just like this one on the wall, though the photo was taken in the aft grand staircase. So that would be that right there. Out of bounds for patients. Once again, the elevators bare, nothing left. You can't actually go any further down in this version.
More rope. What is the meaning of this?
This remained the same. A blend of 100% Irish whiskies, established 1784. Blended and bottled by the Old Bushmills Distillery Company Limited. Something... what was that? Oh, Bushmills, Ireland. So... this relatively stayed the same too. Because of the basic design of this section of the ship, these passenger corridors remained relatively unchanged in Britannic's conversion to hospital ship. Still beautiful looking. This is where Robin was supposed to say about the repressed memories. Oh, St. Croix. So St. Croix, Lusitania, Empress of Ireland, and the Eastland disaster. All these ships went down. So that's pretty much it as far as the forward grand staircase goes.
What is the meaning of all these ropes everywhere?
So now we'll switch over to RMS, the Regal Suite.
This Regal suite is to be the grandest cabin on the ship. It's a travesty that the war effort requires it to be gutted tomorrow.
The decoration and style of the sitting room was to be overseen by A. Heaton and Company of London. It was referred to as a saloon in the layout of Britannic. I don't know why, but I just love those paintings. This is so cool. I almost wish I had them in my home. Just on my walls. It just seems so peaceful. And of course, before I get to it, do this one. But then right next to it is, oh, looky there. There's Tom's face covering up what looks like to be the woman's breasts. Bad boy, Tom. Bad boy. Very funny Easter egg, though. Very cool. I love the fireplace. It's really nice looking.
This would be a much better fireplace if it were wood burning. Nothing beats a firm log of birch to really heat you up on those cold Seattle nights.
Robin, you and your Seattle. This sitting room was spacious enough to entertain moderate-sized private parties in cabin dining, and tea service was also offered by the steward staff. That is very true. I don't care how you say it. I've seen these in VR and they look even smaller than these. Those are some small cups. Cups and plates are very small. The Regal suite took the place of the Starboard Deluxe Parlor suite seen on Olympic and Titanic, though the originally designed Deluxe Parlor suite remained on the port side. This would have been one of the most expensive cabins on the ship. Well, no, duh. God, I would have loved this room, too. How many people could you sit here? You could probably sit like 3 people on that couch. So 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. There's seats for 12 people in here. A private pantry for the suite occupants, though it would still primarily be used by their servants or stewards. It's even got the pool tile from Titanic and Olympic. So if you wanted hot tea or coffee, you could get it from these things right here. Even had a sink. I love the design of these doors. Not a fan of the tile though. That kind of looks like crap. They didn't have very good tastes on patterns and certain things. But who am I to judge, I guess. So you got your bedroom right here with its own couch. Oh, One of 2 bedrooms within the Regal suite. The decoration and style of this bedroom was to be overseen by A. Heaton and Company of London. Just imagine waking up in the morning, wake up right here, and this is your view. How awesome is that? Double sink, him and hers. I like that. With a him and hers mirror. Now before I go over there, the bathroom. I need to go to the bathroom. Yeah, there's actually water in there. You can see it moving. So you got a seat. A mirror where I can't see myself. Ah, I'm a vampire.
Not
I'm a
now,
ghost.
Robin. Business before pleasure.
Yeah, you know you want to soak in that tub. Too bad I can't jump. So then I could jump into the tub. Give me shower! No! Alright, to finish off the tour of this room. Pretty nice looking. The Regal Suite's private promenade was shrunk down to allow for additional bedroom space. The remaining promenade space was made to feel more like a veranda or conservatory. This would be so nice. Just open up these windows. There's a ship sailing
They've
along.
really truncated it from what it was originally on the other 2 liners.
Yeah. And just sitting there, feeling the fresh ocean breeze. Very beautiful. Alright, so that's it for this suite. Now we're gonna see what it looks like in hospital form.
It's frankly a wonder to see how such a palace and triumph of appointment could be so rapidly turned over into an efficient medical facility supporting the greatest war we've ever known.
See that? Everything's gone. All the beautiful wall paneling. All the fireplace, the paintings. It's all gone. Stripped down pretty bare. And that the sink's still there, but the cupboard that holds the plates is no longer there. Even the whatever you call those things, the pipes and the heaters to make hot coffee and tea, that's all gone now. Rank does come with its privileges. The suite, though partially stripped, still retains some of its luxuries. It would likely have been occupied by officers of the Royal Army Medical Corps. The desk is gone, all of it's gone. So an RMS version, this was not open. But, as you can see, it's clearly another bedroom. Pretty basic, pretty bare. Full of crates, bags. I like the windows. They're very unique.
Robin, now it's time for you to have some real fun.
It's actually very depressing seeing it from a luxury ocean liner just stripped bare with guns and crates and whatnot. His former self. Unfortunately, the Britannic would never go on to see its fullest potential as a luxury ocean liner. It's dark, dank, bare.
One could get lost in their own cabin on this ship.
So true, Robin, so true. Alright, so that was alarm bell. So now that was the HMS version. We are now going to switch back over to RMS, Georgian Suite, C deck.
A Georgian-style suite. The style named after the kings of the House of Hanover, a time when Britain was ruled by a German dynasty.
Though smaller than the deluxe parlor or Regal suite, the Georgian suite on C deck still commands one of the highest ticket prices on the ship. So this is similar to the sitting room that was on Titanic of the Strauss suite. Time is still ticking away. Like the flowers. It's a beautiful desk. I like it. Wish I had one. Another very peaceful painting in the room. If you hear that ticking, that's from the clock. You can even see the clock moving. Pretty cool, huh? Oh, the flowers, they smell good. I wish. This is definitely interesting, the decor and the colors. Very different from what Titanic was. It's amazing how just a few years, like 3 to 4 years of time from Titanic, and how much has changed. The tastes of the time, the colors, the styles, how even the ornateness of it could just change from ship to ship based on trends. I like that. That is so great. The White Star Line logo on the blankets. There it is again. Looks so nice. Alright, so now we are going to go to the HMS version of this suite.
We're an extra deck down from the Regal suite. I wonder who'd be occupying this cabin. Wounded officers, RAMC, perhaps the nurse matron, or Mr. Robin Darcy.
You're cheeky, Robin. Very cheeky. What was the sitting room is now used as a cabin for 2 servicemen. Don't know what that's supposed to be. It almost looks like an anchor in a way, but maybe it's the anchor light fixtures for all we know. I don't know. Again, pretty bare. This cabin would likely be occupied by officers of the Royal Army Medical Corps or nurses of the Voluntary Aid Detachment. While the paneling and decor are stripped, much of the White Star Line's first-class furniture from some of the more basic cabins remain in use. That is true. Like what you see with these beds. Same style beds as Titanic Honor and Glory Demo 3. Same with the racks and the where you put your clothes and whatnot, the dressers. Pretty. Little nice curtains still remain. And yes, that is this suite. So now we go on to the swimming bath.
What an upgrade from Titanic and Olympic. Look at the marble panels and the gilded torch lamps. A real step up, something to really compete with those marvelous German liners. Oh, I hope no one heard me compliment the Hun.
Watertight doors. So
Not going any farther today.
this doorway would lead to the rest of the Turkish baths. That is true. Right now we are on F deck. So that would lead into the Turkish bath, and that would lead up to the grand staircase. Above would be E deck and Scotland Road and first class staterooms. Locker room number 75, not, yeah, 75. The drying room. Another drying room. And then, ta-da! Even though you probably already saw this. Due to Britannic's double bottom being raised, the casing extends up into the pool area. The outer walkway that was present on both Titanic and Olympic was removed to accommodate this. Yes. So this would be the double bottom up to the where the wood is. It's very, very beautiful. Don't come in, I'm changing. No. Oh, so look at that. Look at the pillars. This is just so nice. I would love to go swimming in here. So you got all these changing stalls. All this beautiful and ornateness.
Ah, there's just something about a saltwater plunge that really stains my new suit.
Yes, ooh, a little waterfall. Ah! Ah, that feels good. In the heat of the summer. That is so cool. I've actually tried going in the water in VR, and oh, that is not so good. Ooh, that really messes with your eyes in VR. But in the standard version, it's fine. Doesn't mess with your eyes at all. I swear, like in VR, I went cross-eyed. Okay, so after the underwhelming reaction to Olympic and Titanic's pool, Britannic's pool was more elaborately decorated and gives the feel of a Roman or medieval bathhouse. True that. It is beautiful. Yes, Titanic's and Olympics pool were very basic looking. Just very, very basic. There wasn't this elegance and glamour in here. Ooh, those lights are nice. Yeah, you'll see in like a second here. Towels to dry yourself off. Whee! Do some laps. Whee! Alright. Now we go to HMS.
I'm glad to see the pool is still being used. The Britannic deserves some joy in these dark years.
True that. This is very similar to what Titanic's and Olympics pool looked like. Very bare, very basic. The tile was different. It's like the tiles was more like what you saw in that one cupboard in the Regal suite. Showers to bathe yourself. Even the little drains. Changing stalls are much more bare now. No nice wooden doors. No nice benches. All the paneling is gone. While the decor of Britannic's pool room was not installed during her fateful crossing, the pool itself was functional. Stewardesses recollected swimming in it shortly before the disaster. And obviously this time you can't get out there to see what it looks like. Due to Britannic's double bottom being raised, the casing extends up into the pool area. The outer walkway that was present on both Titanic and Olympic was removed to accommodate this. That is right, there was a walkway. You could still walk, but there was a larger walkway here on both Titanic and Olympic. Whereas on Britannic, there's no walkway. It was obviously to accommodate, like the text says, to accommodate the double bottom. Whee! That is so cool. See, even the stairs are pretty basic now. Oh, ah! Fell right back in.
Maybe I can get some laps in before the ship departs for Lemnos.
Alright. So now, go back to RMS, but this time we're going to Boiler Room 6.
Another opportunity for daring adventure in the bowels of the ship? Yes, please. But shouldn't they turn these boilers off? It's not like the ship is going anywhere anytime soon. Or is that for the electricity?
See, now we're more like in
I remember this vent above on the Titanic. I believe it was this vent that Officer Lightoller claimed he was pinned against as the ship went down. Frightful.
That is true. This is the fiddly grate. This is what Second Officer Charles Lightoller got stuck against as water poured through this grate down to the bowels of the ship. But then something happened where hot air, probably from the boilers or whatever, blasted its way up and literally hit the grate and hit Lightoller, and it blew him up out of the water. But yes, we are more in Demo 3 territory now, but there's a little bit of a difference. This doorway leads to Scotland Road, the main crew passage. So, if you haven't ever seen Demo 3, This is pretty much the same thing. Titanic's boiler room. There's no HMHS version of this because it's the same. It would not have done anything to it anyway, so. Oh. There's only a few differences though. So the coal chutes. Ooh, is that hot down there? Boilers are hot. You can feel the heat. This wheelbarrow is still in this position on the wreck and has prevented divers from going deeper in the ship on early dives. That is true. Good old Richie Kohler, who loves to dive the Britannic, which is some 500 feet down, tried swimming through this while the ship was laying sideways, and this wheelbarrow is stuck, and he couldn't get past it. This is what's kind of new. The fireman's tunnel. A nice watertight door. Pretty cool. This tunnel leads under the ship's cargo holds, giving stokers direct access between their quarters and workspaces.
Firemen must break step. Don't want the bottom of the ship falling out.
Yep. Way in this side, men will break step while in tunnel. Now this says I can get close enough. Way out this side, men will break step while in the tunnel. Yeah, I can't wait for Titanic Honor and Glory to be done with their game. It'll be so nice to see what exactly, where that exactly leads to. Oh, here's like another thing with the wheelbarrow. Preceding the Titanic disaster, the double bottom of Britannic was raised. The solid plating seen here is the inner part of this raised bottom. Yep. For those of you who don't really see it, you can see a difference if you look at Demo 3 and you go down to the boiler room and you look in between the hull of the ship and the boilers. You can see that there's a lot more space to get around, whereas here there's not. It's just plates of steel, a whole steel wall. Damn, that is. These are big, big boilers, massive, and there were 29 of them on board too, just like Titanic and Olympic. And that's the boiler room. Alright, and that'll do it for today, folks. This is part 1 of Britannic, Patroness of the Mediterranean. On the next thing that we will do, we will tour the ship's exterior RMS and exterior RMS free cam. And then I don't know, I might do it in more parts depending on how long this takes. I might do RMS exterior and then HMHS exterior then come back and do RMS exterior free cam, and then HMHS exterior free cam. Don't know which I'll do yet. But until next time, thank you for watching. Thank you and goodbye.